Kin gathered close by the hearth's low murmur. What stirs when the mender's hands, those swift with leaf and bind, are pulled from the wounded kin dragged in from the river-crossing fray?
Smoke curls thin tonight, as if the fire senses the empty place where skilled fingers once wove sinew and clay.
Will the untended gashes in flesh spread like unchecked brambles across our working circles?
In the mending shelter by the rushing ford, cries rose sharp as whetstone on iron bodies borne on rough litters, limbs torn by the clash of thrown boughs and stone.
The distant keepers strode in, cloaks heavy with river mist, barking that no poultice touched the hurt from the gathering unrest.
Yet 14 among the 27 turned steady eyes to the groans dipping cloths in warmed water, ignoring the shadows lengthening across the reed mats.
What weight does a mender carry when her weave defies the keeper's seal?
Dawn broke cold over the shelter's packed earth tools, scattered like forgotten seeds.
Keeper's boots thudded back, scattering embers from the small cook fire, 2 places emptied in the working line, shadows lingering where voices once called measures of herb.
5 more menders vanished into the fog-shrouded paths, their baskets left dangling from pegs, fibers trailing like unanswered questions.
Families clustered at the boundary stones, grain sacks heavy in arms, trading harvest's heart for twisted parchments, words bent to claim false kin bonds and blame the fray on wayward hands.
But why does a signed leaf weigh heavier than the soil it claims?
Days stretched to the household hearths, where returned menders sat hunched, their once nimble grips slack as rain-soaked rope.
Fires flickered faint, broths unsalted, the young one's scrapes bound loose with trembling threads.
Elders by the workshop bench watched looms idle, shuttles dulled in dust skills meant for passing to eager small hands now locked in silence.
Out to the pastures then, where herders glanced sidelong, milk pails half full from divided labours, ewes wandered untended, hooves churning mud where firm paths once held.
Does a weakened weave hold when the storm winds pull?
Seasons wheeled on, furrows deepening in the high fields under relentless sun.
Working adults bent double to cover the mender's share, hoes biting slow into clay hardened by neglect, storehouses echoed hollow, last year's roots sprouting pale in corners.
Kin networks frayed at council circles by the oak boundary, whispers of distrust rippling like wind through dry grass, who tends the young when trust scatters like chaff.
Forest paths grew thorny, unguarded flocks thinning, the river's bounty fished short by hands pulled from nets to chase lost rhythms.
Years gathered like frost on untrod stones, elders' tales fading unheard by the fire's dying glow.
Children inherited baskets woven wide, skills leaking through gaps no steady hand could mend. Land sighed under uneven plows, yielding sparse sheaves where once it brimmed for the line ahead.
Tools rusted quiet in sheds, hearths turned to ash pits, the circle of labor broken wide.
Hear this, kin by the flame. If outsiders bind the menders from their proven toil, households splinter like storm-cracked timber, elders fade voiceless, young grasp empty weaves, fields forget the callus that fed them, and the bloodline thins to whispers on the wind.
Turn eyes to the hands that hold us whole, lest the circle unravel forever.
If echoes of elder voices kindle a spark within your chest, bear it forth into the light. Let it spill from your lips, weave it into the tales you tell, and mark it deep with the weight of your gathered kin.
Every whisper exchange bolsters the chain of seeking, nourishing the quiet toil of wisdom that binds one age to the next.
Your breath, joined to the ring of shared breath, fans the flame of revelation, probing not just the hidden bends of your own spirit, but the woven snares of the lands and legacies handed down.
Etch your signs upon the common ground, in echoes or etched stones, and tread the trails our forebears blazed toward the wells of knowing.
Stand firm in this shared labor, and you guard its pulse, letting the ancient teachings flow unbroken through the turning years.